Good morning. Today I'm going to show you how I make pet collars, belts, do borders on holsters, bags with my leather press. First I cut the leather to size. Next I lay out the holes with my guide. The next thing is I wet the leather and scribe the border line. Now the next thing I do is set up my border tool to put the design on my border that I want, which is very simply anything you want to use in the way of a border. You can use dozens of different styles or designs. And I mark my bottom plate for my line up, and you can do that with a small magic marker pen. And I use magnets for my stop, for my leather. I put a couple there so they don't move. And I have a belt guide, which is just a stick with a couple of nails in it that presses right in, and we go to work. And I always start at the end. That way we come out with a full design and just start pressing them in. Very simple. Saves a lot of beating and banging. Saves a lot of inflammation on the wrist, the elbows, shoulders, and it doesn't take a whole lot of pressure to make this work. And the longer you use it, the faster you get. And by using the magnets, you don't have to try to line it up with the border line each time. Okay, and then we just turn right around and do the other end the same way. And it's better to keep your leather just a little moist. It doesn't take as much pressure to put the design in. Okay, and that's got the border, except for the tip, and that's pretty easy to do. Just flip it around, line it up, put the border tip in, and it's complete with the border design. Now the next thing I do is a lot of people want a name or something in the middle, so I change tools. And this is my prototype press that I made long ago. The presses that I'm selling today have a thumb screw here that make it much easier and quicker to change tools. but still this is not too bad. Okay, then I replace the plate. Okay, remove the border guide and measure where I want the middle of my name to be, and just I have a little guide that I've come up with that makes this so simple, and just set the guide with the stamps in it and simply hold the guide in place. I hold my index finger against the first letter, and I simply start on basically either end. Once you get your first one, you just move down. And that's got it. No beating or banging or any of that. Okay, next thing, I add other designs or numbers or letters or whatever a person wants. A lot of times people will want a star or whatever that has a 7/16 of an inch diameter or smaller handle will fit in this press. And simply align it, press it in, line it, press it in, come to the other side. You can do a laid out if you want to, or you can just eyeball it. And that's it. That's a large dog collar complete, except for doing the edge and sealing it and dyeing and cutting out for the buckle. That's very easy to do with a craft knife, and putting the buckle on it, and you have a finished product. And by doing several at one time, it makes it much easier. It saves you on your setups. My presses take the stress off of my wrist, elbows, shoulders, and these are available at eBay under leather imprinting, setting, punching machine. Thank you for looking at this press. Have a good day.